All right, in this video, I'm going to show you how to make box plots. And box plots are a way to show the spread of our data based on the quartiles. So we have box and whisker plots and interpret the meaning. And it tells us about the concentration of the data. It's split up into 5 different pieces, and this is called the 5-number summary: the minimum, maximum, the median right down the middle, then the first and the third quartile. So to construct this box plot, we use a horizontal or vertical number line. Then we have to calculate these 5 numbers. So I'll just skip ahead here a little bit to the box plot. So this is the box plot. The minimum and the maximum are represented with the end of the, sometimes called the box and whisker plot. Like if this was the face of a cat, these would be the whiskers. So this tells us where the smallest and largest would be. The line right down the middle of the box is going to be the median. So that's the 50% mark of the data. So 50% of the data is less than this, 50% is more. Then the beginning of the box and the end of the box, these are the 25th and 75th percentiles. So this is the first quartile, and this is the third quartile. So 50% of the data also lies within the box. 25% is on this end, 25% is on this end. It's important to note that we use a standard scale on the bottom. We don't just label the points. We do a standard scale on the bottom. So here we have some examples on how to make this. You take your data set and you pick out the minimum, the maximum. Pretty easy to do, especially if the data is in order. The median, you cross out the numbers until you get the number right down the middle. So here's 66, the first quartile. To find the first quartile, you look at the first half of the data and you find the middle of those numbers. The third quartile, you look at the second half of the data and you find the middle of those numbers. Instead of going through all of that by hand, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how to use technology to save you some time. So here we have some data. You can go ahead and copy your data. And we're going to take this to a calculator. And so I'm going to type in box plot generator. And it's this top link here. And you'll take your data. You need to make sure it's separated with a comma. Actually, I'd already gone and I deleted all those semicolons and I replaced them with commas. I hit submit data. And here we go. Calculates the number of values I have in my data set, the median, the middle number, the minimum, maximum, first quartile, third quartile, that interquartile range. That's the difference between the first and the third quartile. So 110 minus 115, 95. And it does actually calculate an outlier. We're going to get more into that in the future about what an outlier is. But this is a bit of a unique box plot where instead of having this whisker go all the way to the end, it actually does show that this 330 is called an outlier. It's so far on the outside, it's beyond the standard of all the other numbers. And we can go ahead and look at this data. You can see how that's a really high number compared to the rest. And so they put a little dot out there. And we'll talk more about what that means in the future. But right now, I just want you to see how to make this and what all of these represent. So here's the minimum. Here's the first quartile. Here's the median. Here's the third quartile. And then this number they calculate, this actually isn't quite our maximum. The maximum is all the way out there. I'll show you how to calculate this in a little bit. Well, this is actually just going out to that 240 mark. So it's everything but that outlier. And I think that's it for now for box plots. We'll get more into the details on how to calculate those outliers in a little bit. But right now, that's how we make our box plots. All right.